Hello. New year, not new me. Well, okay, maybe a little bit. I did change my hair if you're new here. I decided to dump the blonde for a while, so we're working with this. But today is Sunday? Sunday. Yeah, it's Sunday. Right now, big focus is rebranding. I went ahead and paid a couple graphic designers to work on a rebrand. One was not good at all. I think I paid her. Well, there was actually really big confusion. And so I was going to pay her 40, but that was going to be just for the logo. And then we agreed upon another fee to do the full thing. But when she was sending me logos and colors, it just wasn't right. I sent her a very lengthy thing of the colors I was looking for, what the brand stood for. I sent her our previous logos, what I liked about it, what I thought could be improved about it. The colors were completely wrong. They were not bold, they were not warm. They were none of the things that I had said. And so I obviously paid the 40. I was like, that's fine. And I just ended up cutting it off at that. And they were asking, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, I want to be happy. I'm like, look, that's totally fine. But, I was upfront and honest. Like, I didn't go ahead and leave a bad review because I do understand as a freelancer, reviews make a big impact. And it's the same as a business, right? If you're running a business, it's like, or a brand, like, reviews do matter. Obviously, you cannot make every single person 100% happy. But, I was pretty shocked at what I'd received and gotten from this person, providing all of the information that I had provided. It is one thing I know as a designer that if, a client brings you something and they're not giving you a lot of insight, they're kind of like, go do whatever you want. And you're kind of having to try to figure it out, then yeah, you might not on the first try get anything near what they want because they were not very clear and directive with you. But I've specifically made sure that any person I worked with, I was going to be very clear and directive, especially about the brand, the colors, the idea, what we stand for, what we're going for. And so I was very clear about that up front. With another, I think it's a duo. I think it's two women actually. And they've been great. I was like, immediately when they sent me logos, I was like shocked. I was like, whoa, these are really good. This is really awesome. It's inspiring me. This is really great. We did have a few edits just because we can constantly get put into like pet shops and we're not a pet shop. So we don't do pet accessories. But I think where we're gonna go is good. It's good. I wanna elevate the brand, make it a little more sophisticated, but I still want it to be fun. All right, we're gonna sit for a bit, but Tommy's snoozing. Lucy's behind me here. She's just a little bagel. Hi. Hi, how you doing? She'll just put her head on me and just, you just melt. Every time she does this, I melt. I melt away. Right? So the rebranding process took around a week, I would say, from start to finish. We have chosen a word mark and a logo, and so they're going to go ahead and finish up the full kind of brand guidelines for me. I am really excited about it. I might make some tweaks to it. I'm not sure, but I can do that on my own. And some of you might be asking, Emma, you're a designer. Why did you hire a designer to do something that is actually your full-time job when I have a full-time job? And the main reason is when you are running a business, there are so many other facets to it that you have to focus on as the main person. And while my expertise is in design, I don't have other people right now to fill orders, to do customer service, to update the website, to do social media. All of these things as of right now are still on me. So out of all of those things that I still have to do, wanting to do a rebrand and taking that time to really sit down and spend hours pretty much going down rabbit holes of color, type, all of these things would just take up time that I needed to go ahead and fill orders or figure out what's next for the business, especially now with TikTok gone. I have to really sit down and say, okay, what are we going to plan for the new year in terms of marketing or getting our name out there? And what does that look like? And how am I going to accomplish that? And so just being able to trust someone else to kind of spark ideas and give me some shape and form to the rebrand for Tailology is really, really great. But out of those four colors, I still want to pick one pop of color that really is going to be the new brand color. And I still haven't figured out what that's going to be. And so I've been trying to play on the website seeing what kind of pop of color I like, and we're gonna go from there. But yeah, it's been a really interesting journey. We're gonna see. Once I also know the pop of color we're gonna do, I also have to order brand new branded cards, business cards, posters, like any kind of marketing material or backing cards, packing material. I now have to rebrand. But I've been waiting to also figure out what the color is going to be because I'm not going to be doing the old yellow. I do want to not do the yellow. The yellow is still a part of our brand, but it's not going to be the main color anymore. So I need to figure out that. So to show you a little sneak peek, like these are the color palettes we've been working with. So they actually sent me this palette. This actually was a much like darker yellow, but when I was starting to input it into things, I did not like it. So I've made it like a lighter one. We opted on this darker red. This is the orange. This is our traditional yellow, and this is another background color. And then I've been playing over here with like a little bit brighter for the red, but I haven't figured it out if we're going to go that way or not. So we're still kind of working through the color palettes, but this is what we're playing with on the website. You should take time to think of colors and a logo in the beginning. But I will say, obviously, those are not diehard things you then have to stick for the longevity of your business. Because if we think about it, if you actually look back at it, Walmart has done a bunch of rebrands over time. I mean, they are quite an old company, so like they have to rebrand. They've got to up their branding. They've got to make it more modern at times. They've got to change things to move with the times if they want to be relevant. Some things though that haven't changed are in general a lot of their like main colors. Their main color has always been blue. That's never changed. They obviously, Walmart itself, the name of the company hasn't changed. So thinking of things like that is something to consider when you're starting, but obviously you can change course over the time. So for me, we still have yellow in the brand, but and we're still warm colored. That is definitely something that is a part that I want to keep, is staying warm and friendly and bold. But I just don't want to do yellow because there's a lot of accessibility issues with yellow. And while I love it, I love the yellow, it does mean I have to put black on top of it or a dark color on top of the yellow, not a light color. And I really like the contrast of a dark and light text, not the other way around if I can do that. So yeah, we're working through that right now. It's a lot more complicated than I thought. So we're gonna go ahead and just do a little more work on this right now. So dark in here all of a sudden. It is super gray out. It's been rainy. It's only 3:30. Okay, it's not even late. Okay, and it's really, really dark, which I don't think is helping. I think we're gonna have to turn on some lights or something because this is struggling to get me feeling motivated or creative. Like literally all I want to do at this point is sit on YouTube and try to learn and watch creators, and that's not what I should be doing right now. Something else that we're doing is really focusing on what we want to offer and deliver. And it's really easy, I think, to get caught up and be like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to do this. And I do think there's a time and a place to try a whole bunch of stuff and a whole bunch of things, especially if you're a creative person and you're like physically doing it yourself. But I do think that at some point you need to narrow down. And a lot of people, I think, on here call it niching, but to me, it's just having a focus. And it is getting laser focused on what can we offer in our realm that works. And so some things I am sunsetting are things like embroidery. I'm not doing that anymore. That is getting swiped. Now, I'm a little on the fence about the sweatshirts only because I wear these a lot and so people really like them. But at the same time, I don't produce these in-house. I work with a third party to get these done. You know, it's kind of this weighing the pros and cons. These haven't even really been that popular. It's just something that I wear, and then a lot of people are like, oh my God, that's so cute. And they're thinking about it. But I've honestly had nobody purchase this since it launched. And I even had a bunch of these that I would bring to markets because I made a bunch of them to bring to a convention thinking people were going to purchase them, and nobody did. So even though a lot of people had an interest in them, they were loving the saying, they felt very relatable, nobody was actually going for it. And I do think it's because, again, the brand, where we are going, our focus is on bespoke work. Hi. Oh, yeah, boy, boy. Oh, my goodness. I love you. I love you so much. I'm also getting a little hungry now, and I made a bunch of food, and now I'm thinking I'm just gonna eat some of it for now and dinner because my daughter is at her grandmother's, so I'm not having to worry about her right now. I love chicken and peppers, so I think I might eat some of that too. I'm gonna re-up our coffee. Also, I appreciate you being concerned, but don't worry, I only have 2 coffees a day. I never allow myself to go above that. So, had 1 coffee, now we're on the second, and that is all I'm allowed.